Hello and welcome to A Quest for Metal. Today we're carrying on our list of the top 20 albums of 2019. And this one I'm super excited for because we're going through the top 10. I did my 20 to 11 in the last video, and here we're going 10 to 1. Super stoked because these albums are phenomenal. I love all of them. I've reviewed some of them and I might have talked about some of them already. With that said, let's get stuck in with number 10. That is Rotting Christ with the Heretics. Oh boy, this album's fantastic. I love it. This is the first Rotting Christ album I heard, and I was not disappointed. They have kind of like a tribal-ish sound to them, which is kind of toned down on this album a little bit, I will say, but the catchiness is toned up to 11. Absolutely love every single fucking song. Every song has a chorus you just want to sing. Every song has a catchy-ass chorus. And let's talk about The Raven. Easily my favourite song, one of my favourite songs of the year. I love the inserts of Edgar Allan's Poe's poem, the way he sings it, just the delivery, the solo in it, the guitar. Fantastico. Absolutely love that song. This album as a whole is one of the best. If you're put off by the name Rotting Christ, you shouldn't be. They're not that heavy. The Behemoth's heavier, and they're not even, that heavy. So that puts it into perspective. It's hard to say. They're kind of like Septic Flesh, when you like, oh, Septic Flesh, that sounds really fucking heavy, I don't know if I like them. And then you listen to them, and it's like, the tunes are quite catchy. He sings, I can hear it. I can hear what he's saying. This is the same with Rotting Christ. I think if you've never heard anything by them, check this album out. This is probably the best album to check out by them because it's more accessible. It's a bit cleaner. It's a bit nicer to listen to. It's less tribal, less animalistic. And then go back and check out all the others and be like, whoa, shit, this band's fucking awesome. Great band, great album. That's why it's my number 10. Number 9, we have Ginger with Macro. Did an album review, said that I loved it, still love it. Still love every song on it. Every song packs a punch. I love, the whole thing from start to finish. When you pair it with Micro as well, the EP, it's a massive complete package of just fucking kick-ass tunes. Tatiana's vocals are angelic when they need to be, brutal when they need to be. There's a swing section in a song that I love. There's just so many parts to this album. And there's so many different styles. On the top, amazing. Judgment and Punishment, amazing. Just Retrospection. One of the best songs of the fucking year. Probably alongside The Raven and a couple others I'll mention in a bit. Some of the best bloody songs of the year, and I love it. Nothing bad to say about this album. If you want to see my full review, check it out on my channel. I did it quite recently. Yeah, I love this album. I love Ginger as a whole. She's probably one of my favourite female singers in metal, aside from one, and we'll get to her maybe in a bit. But yeah, my number 9 is Ginger with Macro. Number 8, we have Sagara, I think that's how you say it, with Dawn of Infinite Fire. This is intense as fuck black metal, and it's an all-female black metal band, which is incredible by itself. And, you could just be like a gimmick, like, oh, they're all females, that's why they're good, because they're all girls. No, they actually play kick-ass fucking music, and the screams are haunting as shit, and just fucking burn into your core. I love the screaming on this album. It's absolutely fantastic. The songs kick you in the teeth, fast as hell, super old-school kind of black metal, because the first album they did was more doomy black metal. It was a lot slower. And I think I prefer it a little bit more to this one, just because I love Doom. And I love black, and mix them together. It's some of my favourite, like Burzum and shit like that. But if you like intense black metal, which I do as well, this is up your alley, because this is amazing. I absolutely adore this album. I've played it a lot more than Mayhem's one, which is why Mayhem was a little bit further back on my list. Still on my list, because I love it. But this is a bit more forward on my list because I love the intensity and the brutality of the songs on this piece is just incredible. I love it to bits. You should definitely check it out if you've never heard of these girls. They're amazing. So that is my number 8. Speaking of black metal, number 7, we have another one, but this is more akin to black and roll. And you know who that is? It's Abba. Abba or Abbott. I don't know. Abbott. However he says his name. I don't know how you say it. Outstrider. What an amazingly fun album this is. Who says black metal can't be fun? You know, this is silly, nonsense fun. The lyrics are stupid, but who cares? The riffs are amazing. The way he just screams Outstrider, even better. The song Harvest Pyre, when he screams Pyre, it's like Pyre! It's too fun. The vocal deliveries are super wacky and amazing. If you like Immortal, this is the singer from Immortal. It's his side band, so you'll love it. Previous album was fantastic as well. This album is exactly what the first album was like. If you like the first album, you'll like this album. If you like Immortal, you'll like this album. It's super dumb fun. Black metal fun. And it's completely different to Asa Graham's Dawn of Infinite Fire. Like, that is like a brutal, intense, punch you in the face. This is like, hold your hand, skip through the snow while blood's falling on you. That's this kind of experience. And if you like that, definitely give this album a try, because I think it's super fun. It's the most fun album on this list, in my opinion. And I know some people might be like, well, it's black metal, how can it be fun? But give it a shot. Give it a shot. Listen to Harvest Pyre. And just watch the video of it. Come on, it's amazing. The crab walks and everything. I mean, whatever he's like as a human, I mean, it doesn't affect the music. Music's still amazing. Still makes it onto my list. Number 6, people are going to crucify me for this not being top, because the fan base is known for being, you know, one of the most stuck-up, pretentious fan bases in all of music, aside from Coldplay fans, and that is Tool, Fear Inoculum. Hey, it made it onto my top 10. That's a good thing. And it's quite high, number 6, that's a high. That's a high number, but I don't think it's as good as Tool's other albums. I don't. But it made it onto my top 10. It's an amazing album from start to finish. There's no bad songs on it. Actually, the song Pneuma is one of the best Tool songs. I absolutely love the beat on that. The groove in that song is amazing. Tempest with the 7. One of the best Tool songs. Super long. I love long songs. I love prog songs. This song is one of Tool's best as well. And just Invincible's fun. Fear Inoculum is fun. Nothing is bad on this album. Nothing's bad. All the songs drift you off. It kind of has that, that long, proggy, doomy feel where you just want to not go to sleep, but just rest and relax with the music. Relaxing, that's what this album is. Relaxing and very interesting. Each time you listen to it, you get more into it. You get more out of it as well. Absolutely love this album from start to finish. Fear Inoculum is an amazing album, but it's not as good as the top 5, in my opinion. And this is my list, so we're going to stick with it. Tool is number 6. Absolutely amazing album. I'll listen to it right now, and it's fantastic. It's like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 10, and it's not higher, is because there's none of the short songs that are really punchy. There's nothing like Anema. There's nothing like Stinkfist or Schism. You know what I mean? It's lacking that edge, like The Grudge. Wear the grudge like a crown, negativity. It's lacking that. All the long songs are great, don't get me wrong, but it's lacking the punch. If I had a couple of them alongside the long songs, 11 out of 10 would be top of my list, because I love these songs off this album. But as it stands, it's number 6. So let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is no surprise. It's Swallow the Sun, When a Shadow is Forced into the Light. When a Shadow is Forced into the Light, amazing album from Swallow the Sun. It may have come out quite early in the year, but that means it's had its lasting appeal, and I've listened to it a shit ton, so I know it's a good album. So this placement on the list is not just thrown here. It's not just thrown here. It's because the album is fantastic and it stands the test of time. Swallow the Sun don't really do bad songs, though, to be honest. I love their entire discography. I've got an album ranking on my channel, so check it out if you want to see where I rank everything. This is on it as well. Love it, and I think Upon the Water is probably my favourite song on the album. I love it, but I also love Firelights. That's a great single. And the title track is amazing as well. So, It's great overall. The mood, you could probably hear my dog yapping in the background. It's good ambient noise for the video. Amazing album from start to finish. If you love Doom, if you love like emotional kind of... It's death Doom, so if you just think, oh, Doom's going to be boring, it's not. The songs are only like, 7 minutes long. It's not like stupidly long. And there's death growls in there as well. And a lot of the songs there's death growls, so check this album out because it's fantastic, and that's why it's my number 5. Number 4, we have one of my favourite bands of all time, Alces, with Spiritual Instinct. You might have seen me wear the shirt for this particular album, so you might think it would be number 1, but there was 3 other albums that just topped it just a little bit, because these 4 are kind of interchangeable. This album is phenomenal. The only reason this album didn't get higher is because one of the songs is an instrumental, which I love. It's an amazing instrumental, but they could have added a song in there instead, or maybe just added another song, because the album is quite short. The album's too short, in my opinion. Add another song onto it, it's amazing. But like Tool and like the other bands I was talking about, there's no bad album. I love every single song on this album. I'm not going to say the names because I want French, and I'll just butcher everything, but if you like... Oh, this is a hard one to describe. Black Gaze, it's kind of like... He has nice French singing, and then it sometimes goes into the black metal shrieking, plus the nice melodies in the background. It kind of doomy, but not too long, if you know what I mean. It's a hard one to describe, but you just have to check them out. Check them out. They have a video for Sapphire, I think, as well as Protection. And they're both amazing songs, and the entire album is just beautiful from start to finish. That's probably the word. The album is beautiful. The songs are beautiful. One of the songs was dedicated to lead singer's friend who passed away. And you can tell there's just so much emotion in it. Kind of like Swallow the Sun. That was dedicated to lead singer's wife as well, Aaliyah. And these 2 albums, they're just so emotional. And it just... I love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff, that doomy kind of atmosphere. And both these bands and albums deliver it. So it has to be on my list. And it's number 4, Alces, Spiritual Instinct. And the top 3 now, top 3 albums of the year. Number 3 is Flesh God Apocalypse with Villano. I had such a trouble trying to get these. These are like almost all number 1. They're all 10 out of 10s. It's just the order is super fucking hard. This had to be number 3, but it is just incredible. Incredible. It's not the first album I heard from these guys. It's not. I've heard all the others before this album, but this one's my favourite. This one is my favourite. I love it. They changed singers over again, and I thought I wasn't going to like it as much, but I loved it. I don't know, I loved it. The songs are super intense. Pissing on the Score is a tune. Mona Lisa is a tune. I love it. I love it. Sugar. It was one of the most fun reactions I've done on my channel. Push, push, push is amazing. The intensity in the songs, just the musicianship, the fact that they have kind of operatic singing in the background, and sometimes violins, and it's super heavy death metal at the same time. Love it. Love this band to bits, and this album is one of the best of the year. Easily one of the best of the year. I can't fault it. I can't fault it at all. So it's going in my number 3 spot. Number 2. This is going to be a surprise to everyone, and it came out recently. It's the band Esoteric with A Pyric Existence. Is that how you say it? Yeah. With A Pyric Existence. What's this band? What's this album? I haven't mentioned this band or album at all. So this is just a surprise, I think. Holy shit. As soon as I heard this album, a month ago, whenever it came out, I listened to it non-stop. I've still listened to it non-stop. It is phenomenal. And the first song on the album is 25 minutes long. So you know it's doom. It's funeral doom, but it's done in a way which no other band does it. There's elements which just get super fucking fast, super heavy, super dark. There's then slow build-up sections. The whole first song is like a whole journey. I mean, it's 25 minutes, of course it will be. But there's just so many parts to so many of the songs. there's never a dull moment. Of course, there's not a lot of songs on the album, but the songs that are on the album are quite long, ranging from 25 minutes to, to like 15 minutes, stuff like that. And the album's about an hour and 35 minutes long, about an hour and 40 minutes long. So strap yourselves in. It's a long fucking album, but it is worth it. It's one of the best of the year. Almost knocked my top one off. But the fact my top one has had a lot longer to, ingrain in my system, this has to be number 2, but it is close. It is close, but this album is just... Go listen to it. You need an hour and 40 minutes, but go listen to it, because it's like a journey and a half, and it's just... You need to experience it. Esoteric. You need to experience them. If you love bands like, Soul of the Sun, if you like bands like Ahab, stuff like that, check them out. One of the best doom metal bands of all time, and I just love it. Love this album to bits. One of the best, easily. And now we get to number 1, which might surprise people who don't know me as well. This might be like, why is that number 1? What the hell, over Tool? Over like Slipknot and shit? Number 1, drumroll, it's Cellar Darling with The Spell, which is, a weird choice for a number 1 album of the year. But hear me out on this one. I didn't know this band existed. I didn't know anything about this band. I love Eluvete. I think they're awesome. I loved Anna Murphy's singing in that. I thought that was the best part of Eluvete, in my opinion. I wasn't the biggest fan of the new album. I thought it was okay. But Anna Murphy's singing in the old ones, I loved it. So the fact that she got her other band, her new band, Cellar Darling, is already a step in the right direction, because I love the singing. And this is the female singer I was saying is the best. It's my favourite female singer of all time. I loved her in Eluvete, and then I found out she had a side band, and this is 2 albums in. This is the second album from them. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I need to check this out. What's this going to be like? It's going to be a bit strange. And I checked out Avalanche, and I was like, this is fun, this is catchy, I really enjoy this. And then the single came out, I can't remember which one, I think it was Death. The single for Death came out, and I checked it out on the channel, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It was exactly what I love in metal. I love Opeth, my favourite band of all time. And this reminded me so much of Opeth. There's just so many different parts of it. There's so many different musical sounds. It's proggy as hell, because they're a prog band. They're not a folk band or anything like that. They're not a symphonic band. They're a prog band. There's so many different sections. She plays the hurdy-gurdy. There's like flutes and like violins and all this shit, and I love stuff like that. And her singing is just angelic throughout. But the reason I love this album so much, not just because of how prog it is and how amazing her singing is, it's that the whole album fits together perfectly. Every piece is the part of the puzzle. Every piece fits the puzzle, if you know what I mean. The songs all have themes, and they're all relating to the story. And if I listen to one song, I want to listen to the entire album. And it's the same as my favourite album of all time, which is Still Life. If I listen to one song, I want to listen to the entire album, because it's a story. This is the story about a girl who falls in love with Death, and they can't be together, so he kind of curses her with undeath. So she tries all these different methods to kill herself to be reunited with Death. And in the end, they get together. So it's kind of sappy, but I think it's kind of morbid and cool. And the songs like Burn and Hang and Drown and Freeze, and she's just trying all these ways to kill herself to get back with her love. And I love the story of it. I love the concept of it. I love the lyrics. I think it's like a movie in like music form, and every song just sounds amazing. Just every part, even the interludes, they're there and they make sense. It's not just random fucking music. They actually have like some bits of lyrics on, even though they're like 50 seconds long, maybe a minute long, like the Sleep one, the Fall one. But it goes into the next song, and it flows so well. The album as a whole is fantastic, so that's why it's my number 1. I was tempted to put Esoteric number 1, because I love the music in that. I fucking love that album. But this album is just a masterpiece, so the fact that I love the concept of it, I love the lyrics in it, I love the singing, I love the songs. It has everything. Some of the other bands on this list, I love the songs. Don't care about the lyrics. Not really, it's kind of like, eh. This is the one where I care about literally everything on the album. I've got the shirt for it. So, again, it sounded like a weird pick for number 1, but in my opinion, easily the best. Most underrated fucking album of the year. Most underrated album of the year, and I hope more people get into them. I hope more people like it and listen to the music, because as soon as I did one video on my channel, I did all 3. So I might have rambled on a bit now, but yeah, I love it. So that is my number 1 of the year, The Spell by Stella Darling. Let me know in the comments below what your favourites of the year are, your top 10, top 5, top 1, if you can't be bothered. And tell me in the comments below, and also tell me what was your least favourite albums of the year, because I might do a top 10 disappointing albums. So pop them in the comments, because those will be juicy. So hopefully you had fun, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.